This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff and Al. We've got a special show for you because today we are sharing our favorite moments from past shows. So first up, things definitely got a little heated during a discussion about Johnny Depp. He had just lost his libel suit against a British tabloid that claimed he was, quote, a wife beater. Tori and I agreed this wasn't going to affect his career, but Al had other thoughts. Watch.
I think this might be the last time we hear from him, because you look at the price tag that he demands, Erica, Sam, Tori. I mean, would you rather go after a 45-year-old, let's be honest, fading movie star? His looks are probably leaving him because of his lifestyle and all the stress.
Wow.
Or do you want to go get a 20-year-old with 8-pack abs that's going to cost
But he has the box office.
I disagree with you. I think Johnny Depp, now in a perfect world, I want to agree with you. Morally, 100% agree with you. But you better believe that those studios, they're going to wait to see when this somehow calms down because they know that Johnny Depp, even despite this scandal, they know that he brings in a lot of money, and a lot of eyeballs,
disagree.
and a
What was
lot
the
of
last
fans.
big hit he had?
I think there are bigger issues here. There are bigger issues that are playing out here, and we aren't talking about it. Remember when the story came out that he had $50,000 a month a wine habit, and that he was actually going broke, that he had squandered a lot of his money? There have been so many bigger issues that are happening like right now that this just hasn't been at the top of the headlines. Now that it's gotten to the top of the headlines and we're actually having serious conversations about it, I think Al's right. I think it is a cliff.
I don't think so. I think it's a weird anomaly
Sam,
with Johnny Depp.
He makes money. You're absolutely right.
It should be. I agree with you morally. It should be, but I think that in some weird way there's an anomaly. There's some people aren't trusting Amber Heard. I disagree with that. I believe her, but
all right, let's thank Sam and Tori for joining us from a time machine 15 years ago when he was relevant. Johnny Depp is not relevant anymore.
He brings in so much money. Okay,
he's
sorry.
definitely relevant, but yeah, I think he deserves the yes. Al.
Okay.
Johnny Depp not relevant? Are you insane?
He's not relevant anymore. Look,
and why would
Sam,
that matter?
you're in entertainment. You know your career kind of peaks and goes down. He's on the downside.
He's not on the downside. And how does that impact his lawsuit with Amber Heard? Who cares?
Listen, I wasn't on that panel, obviously, but I think the public thinks Captain Jack Sparrow's on trial because that's the character that they remember, right? They're not equating this into a real human. I think Johnny Depp in people's eyes are superhuman. You say that he's not relevant. I'd say if you ask everybody, and I hate surveys, you're going to get him on the top 5 out of everybody you ask.
Do your kids know who Captain Jack Sparrow is?
They're 3.
That's the new
2
generation.
and 4. They don't even know.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm still right. I wish I would have thought of something funny. All right, we're moving on. So scheduling sex has been a hot topic on DBL for a while. And recently, a clip came up about actress Tia Mowry. I nailed this. She says she pencils sex in. I could have just said that. Enjoy.
Yeah, do you schedule like anything else? You schedule your groceries being delivered, you schedule your trainer, you schedule everything. Why wouldn't you schedule something as important as your sex life?
Whatever, Al. Don't even, Sam, do not allow him to get away with this, okay? I remember that the first year I said you should schedule sex, and Al dogged me like it was going out of style. Oh, so what do? Do you get your Palm Pilot? And he dogged me the whole time, and now all of a sudden he's Mr. Sex Scheduler.
I have grown.
He has grown, Erica, to his point. First and foremost, I remember that day, Erica. So yeah, he has evolved. He has grown. My husband would never schedule sex, but I would. I'm very scheduled, and I don't want to be that way. But when you have kids, let me tell you, you're like, okay, all right, we got 40 minutes.
Okay, but would you schedule like the day before, like, hey, tomorrow at 7:30, or would you just say later tonight?
I would just have to wait for that opening.
Nope.
In the schedule.
Mm-hmm. Not losing this job.
Stop. Okay, so we want to get...
Yeah, 40 minutes is a nice block, too. Like, that's good for you guys.
I don't want 40 minutes.
Well, I feel like you're having this conversation with the wrong people.
Just give me 5 minutes.
All right.
Wait, 5 minutes and a 35-minute nap?
That sounds fantastic.
Oh, you guys sound like you're 700 years old.
That sounds fantastic.
It does not, Sam. 5 minutes?
Albert Jackson.
You said, well, you microwave lasagna.
40? You want 40? You want 40.
Can we get a nice 22 minutes? 22 minutes is like you can get revved up. You don't have, you can pace yourself and then.
You're in a new relationship, Al. I'm about to celebrate 10 years with my husband.
I'm all about consistency.
I want to know where Jeff falls in this.
Yes.
5 minutes and then a 35-minute nap, or Al, the 40-minute shebang?
I said 22.
Listen, here's the thing. I have a 2- and a 4-year-old at home.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, you're looking at the doorknob half the time.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah,
So
definitely.
you're on my side.
Yeah.
All right, I'm fine with little kids around. No eyeball scars. So you don't want that. So just like whatever you got to do.
You're saying that, Mr. You would have no problem if you walked in on your mom and dad.
I would
You
not be
said that-
happy.
you
I
said
would be
that on
happy
the
that they're
show.
having an active sex life. All right. And with that said, sorry, Mom. Another memorable moment happened when we were talking to a woman that thought she was cursed after stealing historical artifacts. I had a different take on the matter, much different than my co-host. Check it out. I believe that, if you're the kind of person that steals artifacts, that you're going to make another set of poor decisions throughout your 20s,
No.
which it appears that this woman did.
No.
She was a thief at a museum.
No.
She messed up. She blew it. She blew her 20s. Now her 30s clearly aren't going great. And now we're supposed to pretend like it's
No.
magic. It's decisions. It's your choices.
Okay, first of all, she was young, and I'm not condoning it.
She's
It's terrible.
21, Sam.
But, yeah,
She's a grown woman.
Okay. Well, listen, these are the items that she stole, just for our viewers. 2 pieces of a vase, 1 piece of the ceramic wall. Now, you have to understand that 2,000 souls lost their life that day. 2,000 people in that volcanic eruption. Ash covered the entire city. People died instantly. So I definitely think that there's some vengeance from somebody that's going to steal from. I think there's 2,000 souls out there that wanted some vengeance, Jeff. Am I being silly?
Well, no, not necessarily. To each their own. Like where your mind goes, energy flows, and you could put power into an object, into a rock, into
Jeff,
a
are you
place.
co-signing Sam's
Yes, he
craziness
is.
about
Yes.
superpowers of dead people? Are you serious?
It's called
Here's what I'm
karma.
saying. If you believe it, it's true, right? So if she believes that these have powers that are against her, it's true. I actually took some dirt and sand from the Colosseum when I was in Rome in Italy, and it's next to my bed where I sleep, so it gives me power, but strength, right? So I have it as a
Jeffrey.
strength symbol. She sees it as a weakness symbol,
Jeffrey.
and it's how you view it.
So we got a ton of comments in regard to the stolen artifacts. And Jeff, Darla says, I'm with Al. You can't blame a curse for your problems. Take some personal responsibility. Oh my gosh, he has it right there, folks.
Wait, hold it up again.
Hold it up. I'm going to read the more comments. Missy says, I would never steal from a sacred site. So many gladiators died in that Colosseum, Jeff. Tracy says, Jeff is a gladiator now that he stole some dirt. Okay, yeah. And Veronica writes, Jeff is tempting fate with that sand from the Colosseum. I'll say a prayer for you, Jeff.
He doesn't need to. He's a gladiator. He's good.
You have that by your bed?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I keep it by my bed. I got it 20 years ago, and I keep it by my bed, so I think I'm going to be okay. But thanks, everybody, for watching the show and trying to put me down for the things that I believe in, you losers.
Wow. So are you cursed, or do you have magic powers because of the sand?
It's not magic. First of all, that sand, if you ever go to the Colosseum, you don't go underneath the ground where you see like where all the people fight, are all these avenues where animals go and gladiators pop up. So it's a fake top that they put on it, and it's sand not from the gladiators. It's just sand they throw on there.
Sand from Home Depot?
Yeah, and they just throw it on there, so I took a little bit.
So you have sand from Home Depot in a bottle next to your bed?
Home Depot is from Italy.
Yes.
We're talking to a sassy granny who's making a big splash on social media. It's easy to see why. And a mom disappears while jogging, but then turns up alive weeks later. The mystery unfolds, and true crime chronicles do not go away.
Verified team is here to fact-check the suspicious things you see online. With the pandemic pinching pocketbooks, more people are looking for Black Friday deals on a budget. And that's why this warning from the Better Business Bureau about fake deals on gaming consoles caught the Verified team's attention. Let's look at how the scheme works so you can spot all of the red flags yourself. You spot a popular gaming console for sale online with a great price. The seller's website usually has a couple of positive reviews. You buy it using PayPal or another similar online payment system and get an email confirmation and a tracking number. The BBB says if you get a package at all from the company and it's not a gaming console, instead it may be a cheap phone cover or small object, well, they warn since you technically received a shipment, you won't be able to contest the purchase with the third party who processed the payment. The BBB says, bottom line here, don't buy from sellers you don't know or trust. Watch out for flash sales, and if the price is just too good to be true, it probably is. If you have something you want verified, send us an email at verify@WUSA9.com.
Welcome back to DBL. Today we're doing things a little bit differently, and some of us are sharing our favorite moments from the past. This next story proves you're never too old to have fun. Earlier, Tori sat down with Granny Coy Bundy, who's become a TikTok sensation. Enjoy.
Granny Coy Bundy, welcome to DBL. You have just taken TikTok over. I wanted to know, were you at all intimidated to join this app that's made for Gen Z? Because, I don't know what I'm doing.
It was fun until I danced. When I danced, then everything kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Because then you have to show your whole body.
Oh.
And yeah, I never showed my entire body, even on Facebook after I had my last kid.
Wow.
And when I did it, it was empowering.
That's incredible that dance can sometimes do that, but how awesome as a silver lining to all of this amazing success that you got to feel empowered by your gorgeous body. Bravo. Your Dance to the Savage remix by Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce blew up. It's been shared millions of times. Sassy, moody, hacking, stupid, what's happening? What does it feel like to go viral?
Well, it's amazing that people out there, that they love this eccentric woman from Des Moines. It's insane that, so many people embraced me and accepted me for exactly who I was. And then when Tina Knowles, Miss Tina, when she posted me on her page doing the remix with Beyonce, oh my gosh, I cried. I literally cried.
Oh my God, it's Miss Tina. Of course you cry. Of course you cry. We all would. That's enormous. Oh, you bagged him. I'm a savage. All right, moving on to sort of a more serious topic here. A lot of gang violence actually started in your city due to cyberbullying. How did that inspire you to help kids on TikTok, your own and any other kids that are out there?
Well, so my son and his cousins, they all hung around each other, and he had a best friend who grew up with the family. And the best friend got shot on Thanksgiving a few years ago in front of my son. And that's when I decided that I wanted to change the outcome of the children. I wanted to provide them with positive role models, positive reinforcement, letting them know that being in the Granny Love Gang is better than being in any gang in the streets. And due to that, I set my tone on my page and my platforms that no negative comments are okay. You know, I either address them or I delete them.
We talk a lot on the show, to be super honest, about social media and how wonderful it is. We're on social media as part of our show, but we also do see a lot of truly awful things on social media that can lead to what we're seeing in higher suicide rates and mental health issues with teenagers. So, wow, I just want to be part of the granny love gang. Can I be part of that? Am I in it?
Yes.
She said yes. Awesome. Okay. I wanted to know what your kids think of your TikTok fame.
So my oldest son is 24 years old, and he feels like he's famous himself. You know, he's always trying to clout chase with me, you know. The 22-year-old, my assistant, he's like socially awkward.
Nice.
So he's happy, but he's not too happy. And the one that just turned 16 years old today, he doesn't care at all about it. Unless it makes money, he has nothing to say about it.
I just want to say, in a world in which I get a tummy ache every morning, thank you for being you, for making us smile. Thank you so much for stopping by. You guys have to check out her TikTok videos. Follow her at Granny Coy Bundy. Again, best part of my day right now. We'll be right back. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Welcome back to DBL. We are continuing our look back at moments that really stuck with us. Sherry Papini's story is one of the most mysterious unsolved cases in California. She claims she was abducted, held captive, and then released. Here's an encore presentation of DBL's True Crime Chronicles.
Sherry Papini was described as a supermom by her husband Keith. The couple was happily married, raising 2 kids. On November 2nd, 2016, Sherry went for a run in the small town of Mountain Gate in Shasta County, California. Later that day, she never picked up her kids from daycare. Her husband frantically called her, but no answer. So he tracked her phone and called 911.
So I just drove down there and I saw her phone with her headphones because she started running again. And I found her phone and it's got like hair ripped out of it, like in the headphones. So I'm like totally freaking out, thinking like somebody grabbed her.
Police issued a massive search and investigation.
As the details continue to surface and new tips come in,
Keith knew his wife would never abandon their kids and feared the worst.
Bring her home, bring her home. Just bring her home.
22 days later, a trucker spots Sherry on the side of a rural road, 150 miles away from home. She was bound at the waist by a chain, A hose clamp was fixed to her ankles, and she had been beaten, bruised, and branded on her shoulder. Surveillance video shows Sherry running frantically near an interstate just moments before she was found. Sherry claimed she had been abducted and held captive.
We do not know who the captors are. We do not know a motive at this time.
This is the sketch of the 2 Hispanic women Sherry claimed to have kidnapped her.
She is very relieved to be returned home safely and be reunited with her husband.
Home. Safe, but yet so many questions unanswered. Why was she abducted? And how did she escape?
You never think you'd be in a position like this. I would never wish this feeling upon anybody.
Earlier, Eric and I spoke with an investigative reporter who's been working on this case. Take a look. We are joined by investigative reporter Ananda Rochita from ABC 10 in Sacramento, California. Thank you for joining us. Now, it's been almost 4 years now. How is Sherry doing today? What are the latest developments in the case?
Yeah, Sherry is barely seen out of her home, and her husband Keith has just talked to reporters just a few times since everything happened. I did reach out to the Shasta County Sheriff's Department and the FBI, who are investigating this case as well. And they said they have no more information to give out to the public, but that this is still an open investigation.
Ananda, investigators did find traces of DNA on Sherry's clothes. So will they ever retest that with new DNA technology similar to what was used to catch the Golden State Killer?
That is a possibility. So the DNA that was found on Sherry's body when she was found, they tested it through a system called CODIS. It's FBI's combined DNA index system. But it works with only a small pool of people because it's relatively new. It was created in the 1990s. And if you're not in the system already for a crime, then it wouldn't be able to match that DNA to people in the system. So genetic genealogy has really been a game changer for a lot of agencies. And there is a possibility that they may have be testing this but not making it public. It's something that a lot of agencies are doing right now, and we're hearing about it once they make that arrest. So the big case, like you mentioned, was the Golden State Killer case.
What's crazy to me is all the controversy surrounding this case. Some people say that Sherry fabricated the kidnapping because she reappeared on the road one day. How have police responded to that theory? Is there any credence to it?
So they have responded to some of the theories. One of them is whether Sherry left willingly or she was kidnapped. So just a few days before she disappeared, she was talking to a man from Michigan and texting him. The Sheriff's Department did follow up on that lead, and they say that he was not involved in her disappearance whatsoever, and that even her husband is not considered a suspect in this case too. There was also some speculation on whether she could have been targeted for human trafficking. There was also possibility of this being involvement of a cult. So when she was found, she was bruised, battered, her hair was cut very short, and she was also branded. And the Sheriff's Department only said branded, but they wouldn't specify what kind of branding was found on her. They said that that is confidential, but they are following up on that lead.
Wow.
But as for now, the Sheriff's Department wouldn't comment on the human trafficking or whether this was a cult, but they are still saying that this is an open investigation, and there is a $10,000 reward leading up to information that would ID those 2 suspects.
Heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. I just pray that justice is brought. Thank you so much, Ananda, for bringing this case to light. Very important. And for the latest on this case, DBL Nation, visit abc10.com. You can also listen to the new podcast episode, Sherry Papini Kidnapping. Just search True Crime Chronicles on your favorite podcast player. Thank you, Ananda. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. After our story about Granny Coy Bundy aired, we got flooded with comments. One viewer wrote, "Congrats on inspiring others to do what they love to do, showing age doesn't matter. Lives of positivity matter, and I thank you so much." And another wrote, "Congratulations, Granny. Keep inspiring others." That's what it's all about, because then you pay it forward.
Yeah, and she's inspiring because she's like so full of life. You don't have to just be like, oh, I'm out of college, I'm just gonna accept them. I was like, no, she's like, let's keep having fun.
I like it.
Inspiring, I like her.
You want to live just like her.
That's right.
Well, DBL's new every day. If you're sticking around, we'll be back in a few minutes. If not, thanks for tuning in, everybody.